సెంటర్ అండ్ ఈ రోజు కార్యక్రమానికి కన్వీనర్ గారు, తర్వాత ప్రొఫెసర్ డాక్టర్ రమణా నాయక్, ఇంజనీర్ డి రమ, గంగరాజు గారు, కొండలరావు గారు, ఎస్ఎల్ఎన్ శాస్త్రి గారు, మిగిలిన కార్పొరేట్ మెంబర్స్, ఇంజనీర్స్ అండ్ అందరూ అతిథులు, ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి అటెండ్ అవుతున్న అందరికి కూడా సాయంత్ర శుభాకాంక్షలు. ఈరోజు మనము 222వ జనరల్ సర్ థామస్ ఆర్థర్ కాటన్ గారి జన్మదినము జరుపుకుంటున్నాము. ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి మీ అందరికీ స్వాగతం, సుస్వాగతం. ముఖ్యంగా మనం కాటన్ దొర గారి గురించి చెప్పుకోవాలంటే ఆయన గోదావరి ప్రజలు అభిమానంగా పిలుచుకునే జనరల్ సర్ ఆర్థర్ థామస్ కాటన్. ఈయన బ్రిటిష్ సైనాధికారి, నీటిపారుదల ఇంజనీర్. కాటన్ తన జీవితాన్ని భారత సామ్రాజ్యంలో నీటిపారుదల, నావిక యోగ్యమైన కాలువలు కట్టించడానికి ధారపోశారు. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో ధవళేశ్వరం ఆనకట్ట నిర్మించి ఎన్నో లక్షల ఎకరాలకు గోదావరి జలాలు అందేలా చేసి చిరస్మరణీయుడైనాడు. 1819లో సర్ కాటన్ 1803 మే 17న హెన్రీ కాల్వెల్లీ కాటన్ దంపతులకు 10వ కుమారునిగా జన్మించాడు. వివిధ వృత్తులలో స్థిరపడి జీవనం కొనసాగించిన 11 మంది సోదరులలో కాటన్ ఒకడు. 15 సంవత్సరాల వయసులో కాటన్ 1818లో మిలిటరీలో క్యాడెట్ గా చేరి అడిస్ కాంపు వద్ద ఈస్ట్ ఇండియా కంపెనీ యొక్క ఆర్టిలరీ, ఇంజనీరింగ్ సర్వీసులలో శిక్షణ పొందాడు. 1819లో రాయల్ ఇంజనీర్స్ దళంలో సెకండ్ లెఫ్టినెంట్ గా నియమితుడయ్యాడు. సర్ ఆర్థర్ కాటన్ 18 ఏళ్ల వయసులో భారతదేశానికి వచ్చి మొదటిసారిగా మద్రాసులో ఉద్యోగార్థం చేరాడు. అప్పటి బ్రిటిష్ ఈస్ట్ ఇండియా కంపెనీ ఈయనను దక్షిణ ప్రాంతానికి చెరువుల శాఖకు ఇంజనీర్గా నియమించింది. భారతదేశంలో జలవనరులను సమర్థవంతంగా వినియోగించడానికి పలు ప్రాజెక్టులకు రూపకల్పన చేసి నిర్మించడం జరిగింది. 1899 జూలై 24న ఆర్థర్ కాటన్ చనిపోయాడు. సో కాటన్ ముఖ్యంగా చేసిన విజయాన్ని సాధించిన ప్రాజెక్టుల్లో గోదావరిపై ధవళేశ్వరం ఆనకట్ట, కాలువల నిర్మాణం మొదటిగా చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. ఈ కాలువల విభజన, అన్ని ప్రాంతాలను కలుపుతూ సాగే విస్తరణ, ఒకప్పుడు వ్యవసాయంలో సామాన్య దిగుమతిలో ఉన్న గోదావరి పరివాహక జిల్లాలను అత్యంత అభివృద్ధి, అధిక వ్యవసాయ దిగుబడులు గల జిల్లాలుగా మార్చేసినవి. కాటన్ గారు 1836, 38 సంవత్సరాలలో కొలెరూన్ నదిపై ఆనకట్టను నిర్మించారు. దానితో తంజావూరు జిల్లా మద్రాసు రాష్ట్రంలోనే కాక యావత్ భారతదేశంలో ధన-ధాన్య సమృద్ధికి ప్రథమ స్థానం పొందింది. ఆ తర్వాత 1847 నుండి 52 సంవత్సరాలలో గోదావరిపై ధవళేశ్వరం వద్ద ఆనకట్టను పూర్తి చేశాడు. క్షామ పీడితమైన గోదావరి డెల్టా సస్యశ్యామలమై కలకలలాడింది. తగ్గిపోతున్న జనసంఖ్య 3 రెట్లు పెరిగింది. 6 లక్షల ఎకరాల భూమికి సాగు భూమికి నీటిపారుదలను అందించారు. ఈ మహత్ కార్యాన్ని ఆయన కేవలం 5 ఏళ్లలో పూర్తి చేశాడు. కృష్ణానదిపై విజయవాడ వద్ద ప్రకాశం బ్యారేజీ నిర్మాణానికి కృషి చేశారు. అంతేగాక ఆయన బెంగాల్, ఒడిశా, బీహార్ మొదలైన ప్రాంతాల నదులను మానవ ఉపయోగంగా చేయడానికి ఎన్నో పరిశీలనలు చేశారు. తెలుగువారే కాదు, తమిళులు, ఒరియాలు, బెంగాలీలు, బీహారీలు మొత్తం భారతీయులే ఆయనకు శాశ్వత రుణగ్రస్తులు. ఇంకా కొన్ని ముఖ్య విషయాలకు వస్తే, కాటన్ చాలా ముందు చూపుతో చేసిన కృషి వలన గోదావరి వాసులకు బంగారం పంటలను ఇచ్చిన వ్యక్తిగా చరిత్రకెక్కాడు. గోదావరి జిల్లా అసోసియేషన్ వారు కాటన్కు గోదావరి డెల్టా పితామహుడని నామకరణం చేశారు. ఆయన పేరిట ఒక టౌన్ హాల్ నిర్మించి తమ కృతజ్ఞత చాటుకున్నారు. హైదరాబాద్లో ట్యాంక్ బండ్ పై తెలుగు వెలుగులు సరళి విగ్రహాలలో కాటన్ విగ్రహం ఉండడం గమనార్హం. ఉభయ గోదావరి జిల్లాలోని చాలా గ్రామాలలో గుర్రం మీద స్వారీ చేస్తున్న కాటన్ దొర లేక అర్ధాకృతి కాటన్ విగ్రహం కనబడుతుంది. సో ఇలాంటి ఎన్నో గొప్ప కార్యక్రమాలు చేసి నీటిపారుదలలో అత్యంత కృషి చేసిన ఈయన జన్మదినం జరుపుకోవడము మన అందరికీ అదృష్టంగా భావిస్తూ ఈరోజు స్పీకర్ అయినటువంటి మన డాక్టర్ ఐఎస్ఎన్ రాజు గారికి ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి స్వాగతం పలుకుతూ ఆయనను తన ప్రసంగాన్ని మొదలు పెట్టవలసిందిగా కోరుచున్నాను. దానికన్నా ముందు ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి కన్వీనర్ అయినటువంటి రమేష్ గారిని ఆయన గురించి వివరణ ఇవ్వవలసిందిగా కోరుచున్నాను. రమేష్ గారు. సార్ రమేష్ గారు. సార్ సో kindly introduce our speaker Dr. ISN Rasu garu.
Okay sir, thank you.
క్లుప్తంగా చెప్పండి, ఎక్కువ లెట్ us not take much time of introduction. అందరూ తెలిసిన వాళ్ళే కదా, కొద్దిగా
whatever communicated by you. So good evening to everyone, all the respected members of III Telangana State Center. Now today I congratulate all the members for organizing 222nd birthday celebrations of General Sir Arthur Thomas Cotton. On this occasion, today's keynote speaker on the subject rehabilitation of barrage structures, a case study of Prakasham barrage across Krishna River. The keynote speaker is none other than Dr. Indupuri Satyanarayana Raju, who is popularly known as Dr. ISN Raju. Brief biodata of Dr. ISN Raju garu is Dr. Indupuri Satyanarayana Raju had born on 28th February 1955 to late Sri Rajam Raju and Srimati Ramasita in Kanchumarru village, Attili Mandal, West Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh, in a middle class agriculture family. He obtained degree in civil engineering and post-graduation with distinction from JNTU, Hyderabad. He joined as Assistant Executive Engineer in Irrigation Department of Andhra Pradesh in 1976 and later was selected as Deputy Executive Engineer by direct recruitment in 1982. He was promoted as Executive Engineer in the year 1991 and served in Vijayanagaram district and Deputy Chief Engineer, Medium Irrigation, till his elevation as Superintending Engineer during the year 1997. He served as Deputy Secretary in Andhra Pradesh Secretariat and later as Project Administrator of Vamshadhara Project in Srikakulam district. At the time of water crisis to Krishna Delta, rendered service as Superintending Engineer, Irrigation Circle, Vijayawada during 2002 to 2004 and received appreciation from government and public for tiding over water crisis. Dr. Raju was promoted as Chief Engineer to head most prestigious central design organization for over 6 years till superannuated in June 2011. He is honorary advisor to Raghu Educational Institutions, Dakamarri village in Bhimili Mandal of Vizag districts. The government of Andhra Pradesh has appointed him as committee member of Technical Experts Committee on Irrigation Projects of Government of Andhra Pradesh. Out of academic interest, passion and zeal, Dr. ISN Raju acquired higher educational qualifications while in service. He acquired BL, MBA, MPhil and PG diploma in alternate dispute resolution of NALSAR, and he was awarded PhD by JNTU University Hyderabad for his research during 2008 to 2013 on competency mapping of irrigation department of Andhra Pradesh. Dr. Raju has published a book on water and irrigation under aegis of Institution of Engineers, India, Andhra Pradesh State Chapter, Hyderabad, erstwhile. During his service in INCRE department, he received Best Irrigation Engineering Award in 2003, instituted by Institute of Engineering India, and Best Nodal Officer at state level by Honorary Chief Minister of Government of Andhra Pradesh during 1996, and many other merit awards while working in Srikakulam, Vijayanagaram, and Krishna districts on the occasions of Independence Day and Republic Day. He presented over 40 technical papers in Institute of Engineers India. He was responsible for approval of all the designs and drawings of major, medium, and minor irrigation projects of Andhra Pradesh during 2004 to 2011, and resolved many dam safety related and other important technical issues of commissioned as well as ongoing irrigation projects in the erstwhile United State of Andhra Pradesh. During Krishna floods of 2009, Dr. Raju was appointed as Special Officer to monitor the flood at Srisailam Prakasham Barrage and contributed his might in averting loss of life and minimizing damages to dams and assets. Presently, Dr. ISN Raju, Member Academic Council of MVRG College of Engineering, Vijayanagaram, and Member of Board of Studies, Civil IET, Hyderabad, and also serving as Technical Consultant to NABARD in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana since 2018 to till date. Dr. ISN Raju is associated with Institute of Engineers since 1983. He was past chairman of Institute of Engineers, Andhra Pradesh State Chapter, and that of Telangana State Center, Hyderabad. So Dr. ISN Raju, that is Dr. Indukuri Satyanarayana Raju, was presently elected as National Council member for second tenure during 2021 to 2025, and a member of representative of some important IEI national committees. So this is all about our today's keynote speaker, that is Dr. Satyanarayana Raju, who is popularly known as Dr. ISN Raju. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ramesh Garu, for giving my biodata. I think it's beyond my imagination or anything else. I think I know people must know that what contribution I have done it. And another thing is I was invited by our chairman and honorary secretary on this occasion. Another important thing why I accepted this one is I am the first man benefited by Saradhar cotton because my father lives in Godavari Delta. So Saradhar cotton empowered our generations of my father and other people because my father was empowered by irrigation of his small land, and he could able to educate me as an engineer. Today I am standing before you. So that is the genesis of that one, that indirectly or directly today I am standing before you because of the great Saradhar cotton for giving facilities of irrigation in Godavari Delta. And already, whenever I'm presenting, I will need to go in a schematic and systematic way, so that I have presented some slides about Saradhar cotton also. But just now our chairman has given a brief about him. Just one or two missing points I will just present myself. So another important thing is actually Saradhar cotton was given the title of Sir by British Queen in 1861 and conferred the title of Knight Commander of Star of India. And many people knows that only his major contribution is with Godavari, but he contributed, he conceived the Krishna Anaket, and also he contributed something for about KC Canal, Grand Anaket of that Kaveri Delta, and also. And there is a saying is there that people who do their service for the public with honesty, dedication, and hard work, they live long. So one such example, classic example is Saradhar cotton. He lived for 95 years. Having born on 15th May 1803, and he reached eternity on July 24th, 1899. So these are some of the achievements what I told you, and all those things are that is there. I think everybody thinks that Cotton is a Delta man, but actually he is a pan-India man. He has contributed his might on behalf of the East India Company at that time, ruled the India. So even north, south, everywhere also. Even there is in Visakhapatnam also that harbor, that erosion, sea erosion also. I am told that Saradhar cotton has given his idea of dumping one old ship to avoid that the sea coast erosion. Like that, he did a lot of things. And for why I have taken this other topic is Krishna Anaket. Actually, Sir Arthur Cotton, after building the Godavari Anaket, he conceived and he planned for the Krishna Anaket, but he was otherwise engaged. He has given the responsibility to Captain War. So there is a lot of contribution of this Sir Arthur Cotton is there for Krishna Anaket is that also. So this is about the Sir Arthur Cotton. The beauty of these Krishna Godavari barrages are there. Still, we can remember Sir Arthur Cotton because the old Anaket, some of the components of the energy dissipation elements are still become a part of the new barriers that was constructed. They were used, they still given a strengthened, the whole Anaket was strengthened because some of the components of new barriers, and the cost is also, the cost is also very, very less. So we can see the resemblances of old Anaket if you go to Dhaleshwaram and also to Prakasham barriers there also. That is one of the things. Normally, any new construction comes, it will come as a fresh with lot of cost. But because we have utilized some of the components of the outlived Anaket also for the energy dissipation, the cost of these two Anakets were kept very low. So as far as this cotton Sarada on Godavari Anaket, actually it is giving a benefit of nearly about 10 lakh acres. Actually, now everybody is talking about inland waterway, but Saradhar Cotton himself made the inland waterway from Kakinada port to up to the Pondicherry also by connecting the Krishna, Godavari canals, Krishna canals also. He paved way for the inland waterway also. And there was no bridge across Krishna River. And also the Godavari River. The Anakets have served as a communication facility from Calcutta to Chennai as a highway. People used to, the transportation, public vehicles used to travel on the aprons of these two Anakets. That is the greatest thing he has done it. So as when we compare this, you can see the remains. So Godavari Anaket you can see on left side, and Godavari barrage you can see. I think these salient features and other things are also there. So that is important. But today, whatever that South India is a granary of paddy, that is one of these two Anakets are a part of that one. So next thing is Godavari Anaket. Actually, that museum was there, and here I would like to read one sloka. That is, even today the people of Godavari Delta, every day they pray for Sir Arthur Cotton. Nitya Godavari Snana Punya Dvaya Mahati Smarangleya Desiyam Katanutmam Bhagiratam. So that is he's a living God actually. Though he is a Britisher, so he has served the rendered service to the Indians much more than any national Indian national also. That is his honesty and all those things. That's why even generations together people are remembering him. And today even during the prayers also of in Godavari River also they pray for Sir Arthur Cotton also. So these are some of the photographs. I am keeping it here. So another important thing, John Henry Morris, he has cited that the Godavari Anaket is perhaps the noblest feat of engineering skill which has been accomplished in British India, for which Sir Arthur Cotton is responsible. And after outlived, after 100 years, everybody says that structures will live for 100 years. After 100 years, actually, the Cotton Godavari barrage was taken up, and at that time, the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister has aptly named that barrier on the name of Sir Arthur Cotton. Today, for generations to that, people will remember. That is another important thing, tribute to him. And the Kadapa Karnool Kadapa Canal also, actually, there is saying that British people and English people also done it. Basically, this KC Canal is meant for the inland water transport, but subsequently it has become it is unremunerative. They converted into irrigation project, and some of the Sir Arthur Cotton also given some advices and some contributions also this one. Today, what we are seeing is Kotli Vijay Bhaskar Reddy barrage. Earlier also it is Anakat was there, so now it subsequently it was modified as Kotli Vijay Bhaskar barrage. That is also a lifeline for Telangana. What I would like to tell is we cannot confine Sir Arthur Cotton to only Godavari Delta. He is everywhere. And today, what South India flourishing and also North India and all everywhere, because he's a engineer of that East India Company, wherever issues are there, his services were deployed. So this is about Kotla Vijay Bhaskar Reddy. Sunkesla Anaket, earlier it was constructed, subsequently it is modified. So even British, earlier the French people have constructed because they could not able to maintain. The Britishers have taken it, some improvements were done, it was converted into irrigation project also. So today is the lifeline, actually the first project for the Rayalaseema project. Subsequently now a lot of projects have come. And another important thing, Grand Anaket, now Kaveri Delta, everybody is thinking he is discussing about grand Ankat, but original Ankat he may not be. That was responsible by the kings of the Chola kings were done it, but subsequently some improvements and some expansion of the project and benefits were done where Saradhar Cotton also contributed his might. So by constructing one supplementary Ankat that has extended irrigation facilities, so that is Grand Ankat is also famous in the history. That also reminds about the contributions of Saradhar Cotton. You can see the beautiful Grand Ankat. So Saradhar Cotton actually during 19th century he built a dam across Kolli Dam. That is a interlinking of the dam. Some flood water is going waste. So he subsequently built this Kolli Dam so that some water can be diverted and the irrigation facilities were extended. So extended beyond the original, it was what was contemplated. Nearly about 2 lakh acres of irrigation. That subsequently it was enlarged to ordinarily it was built for to benefit about 69,000 acres, but on stage by stage enlargement, it is giving a benefit now in the 20th century. It is giving a benefit of nearly 4 lakh hectares. So Krishna Anagat, I think I told you that the Saradhar Cotton and Captain both are responsible for this one. So after once that Godavari Anakat was completed, so that Saradhar Cotton, so he has concentrated on Krishna Anakat because a lot of water is going waste into the sea. So he actually he finalized that Krishna Anakat proposals and Captain Best and Captain Lake also associated with him. And it was presented to the East India Company based on the convincing presentation only that East India Company, the British, have approved this one else. So actually, that also served about 100 years after outliving in 1953 in the combined Chennai state. Tanguturi Prakasham was the chief minister. So he built this present what we are seeing this. So Prakasham barriers, what that is Krishna barrier is there, that is also very popular. So this barrage is giving the benefits of nearly 13 lakh acres. So put together, this Krishna and Godavari contributed to this one else, nearly it's giving about 23 lakh acres of the major irrigation. That is a small thing. So now everybody is telling a major irrigation project is benefiting about 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, or 10 lakhs. But in about 150 years back itself, so that gives such a huge this one else, and that has these two projects paved way for inland water transport. You know that most environmental friendly transport is there at that time. So with zero fuel cost, environmental thing, and also and actually at that time the roadways are also not there. People used to travel on launches. So by through this canal system. So that is also in my childhood also I got the remembrance that I also traveled these launches to reach some of my relatives also. So this is about now what we are discussing about this rehabilitation, because why I have taken is now we are discussing a lot of barrages that was constructed and some damages and happened is there. So some principles are involved in that one. So even barriers also, so they are only diversion schemes. They need to be strengthened whenever the issues are there, because when we construct any major project, we take the historic flood of at the time of the construction, but subsequently higher floods will come. So again, we have to rehabilitate, retrofit these barrages, whatever our projects are there. So similarly, that Krishna Prakasham barrage also rehabilitated. So during 2002 to 2004, so I myself was at the ground level to do this one. So with that feel also I am presenting this one else. So briefly, this Anakat was built in 1854. So initially, it was 5 lakh acres. Subsequently, they kept automatic falling shutters that increased to 8 lakh acres. And in 1954 to 57, it was upgraded as a Prakasham barrage, still utilizing the Anakat downstream side Anakat as the energy dissipation arrangements, and ultimately about 13 lakh acres of irrigation it is presently it is giving. It spread the erstwhile Krishna, West Godavari, Krishna, Guntur, Prakasham, these 4 districts. So it was spread. Almost it is connecting to that Chennai. So this one also inland water also this one. Some of the features I have given it, I think, to save time to them. So it is normally everybody now thinks that large huge storages, but whereas Krishna Godavari barrage is hardly having a storage of 2 TMC. Still, that is serving about 13 lakh acres. So when I am discussing about rehabilitation, I will discuss about some features of that one, how to safeguard, because everywhere it is not possible to have a hard rock for foundations. So barrages is alternative. So barrages need not be founded on hard rock. If by chance it hard rock is there, we can found. Otherwise, also it can be permeable foundation. They are not floating structures. That would like to tell. So it is a barrier of 1.23 kilometers, and it was designed for 12 lakh cusecs, and 70 gates are there. Almost you can see the same size of gates both in Godavari and this one, but number is varying. So it is a simple diversion structure. It was with a design duty of 70. So you can see the beautiful thing of these precaution barriers on upstream side, and the important upstream side view is there. Actually, why every barrier will have a dry bed, but Krishna the barriers do not have dry bed, because one thermal power plant is there. That thermal plants, they require water for all the 365 days. So the water will be stored at these barriers. From since the commissioning of that thermal power plant till 2000. So now there was never a chance to deplete and do some repairs and have a networking of things and identify any failures are there. That's why ultimately, so after a lot of thinking and about the upgrading the life of this one, so the rehabilitation of the Prakash marriage was done. So fortunately, God has given me that opportunity to work as a superintendent to that time, and that is another important event in my service. So these, I think, already told you some photographs are there. So it's a case study. What we are doing is this one else. Already I told about this one. Is almost a tailend dam. So Krishna barriers, the river is that is originating in Maharashtra. So simply I told you that all of my presentations will be self-explanatory with a lot of sequential order. So I have given definition about retrofitting and rehabilitation. Both are so almost giving the same thing. Retrofitting, normally you speak about some bridges and buildings also. Then we say that the rehabilitation is for dams because of the water source structures. So retrofitting, the correct meaning is it is a method or process for strengthening of the structure. So it is technique used to enhance the safety against any likely damage to save the structure. The retrofitting avoids expenses for a new construction. If you do retrofitting, automatically the structure will collapse. We have to go for a new structure. So it will be much more costly. So timely, if you retrofit it, we can extend the life of the structure and benefits will also accrue. So rehabilitation is almost it is an act of restoring something to its original position after damage by an external or internal force. So I told you that the structures will be constructed with some standards as on the day of construction. Subsequently, a lot of modifications and upgradation of ports will be there. So, but when structure is online at the present day, so the authorities say that you test the stability of the dam, whether they withstand the latest threats and all those things. That's why the rehabilitation was necessitated for the Krishna. And told that because continuously the dry bed was never allowed for nearly about 25 years. So it was able to done. You can say beautiful catchment area plan. So that origination of that Krishna River in Maharashtra and ultimately emptying in Krishna district. So the tail end dam is Vijayawada. You can see that Vijayawada. So it is almost the tail end structure. So subsequently there are other barriers are planned, but still they are not came into existence or construction. So this is a line diagram you can see. So for Alamatti and Prakasham, the first structure is Alamatti and the last structure is Prakasham barriers. In between Nagarn, Sagar and Prakasham, that KL Pulchandala project has also come. So this is a flow. This flow diagram is very important for operation, maintenance, flood monitoring, because when flood occurs at Alamatti, it will take a travel time will be there. Actually, in 2009, when I was a special officer, so we have forecasted the flood, how much it will reach after 24 hours and 48 hours. And with a great work done by the combined state engineers, so we could able to avert the flood dam, the what you say that havocs can be prevented. So this is a teamwork done, but I played a small role in that one. That's it. So this is Sarardar cotton is formulated and it was built by Captain Gore. You see that beautiful, it cost is only 2 crores. Nowadays, even a small mine irrigation tank could not be able to done it. But such a capital investment of 2 crores now, it has given a benefit of earlier it is 5.8 lakh acres, it was increased to 8 lakhs. So there was also upgradation. Actually, Britishers at that time also this retrofitting rehabilitation upgradation was there. So by having a automating falling shutters, so that FRL was raised and additional 3 lakh, near 2.5 lakh acres have come. At that time, the falling shutters So there was manually, it is impossible during flood. So they have used a steam engine, and rails are also there. I could not able to capture that one. So using a steam engine, passing on rails, they used to lift these gates when once the floods are receded. So that is the beauty of that one. So subsequently, after 100 years, in 1954, so Sir Tangutur Prakash, another a legend of Indian politics. So a selfless man. He built that one. So today, what we are seeing, the granary and the food production level of Krishna Delta is because of him. Actually, these two barrages, of course, now subsequently the national highways have come. Earlier, these two barrages on have become a communication facility for crossing. So before that, actually, even I am told that even lorries and other things used to be cross the river by loading them on funds. So that is the position in 1940s and 50s. So this is about Prakasham barrage, and another important man people the present generation cannot recollect is one Mr. Vyapa Krishnamurti. He was a superintendent engineer who is involved in this Prakasham barrage construction. But unfortunately, during the construction, he met with an accident in the floods of that one where he has gone for inspection of some flood mitigation. So he was actually succumbed to it one. He lost his life while in service and while constructing this barrage. So when I was a superintendent engineer, so I chose to have his the statue also there. We can see that one also there. So the great engineers, they are all our inspiration. We must remember them forever. Today, generations together, we are enjoying that. So this is another, the salient features are there. You can see during flood time. So this is about scour events, other things are there. So the barriers, you can see it is a floating structure. It is a diversion here. We cannot expect any storage. Only thing is for diverting water, gravity possibility is there. You can divert water of onto the canals of required depth. So otherwise, if electrification schemes are there, you must have the storage. The level of water will be there for lifting. That is a high lifting level, high water level, low water level, water portion is there. So that then only the barriers will live long. This is my personal opinion with my experience. I am telling you. So you can say today you can see that the beauty of this barrage is on one side is Kanadarga temple is there famous. Even people from other North India and other from even West Bengal, Prakasham, everywhere from lot of places they will come have the darshan of goddess and blessings of goddess. So that is the beauty is one end is this God is. People say that today that whatever that Krishna district, that area was there, that was protected by God with her all blessings and all those things. Similarly, the barriers might be also her blessing. So actually during that rehabilitation time, so there'll be water. I think building a coffer dam and building a new barrage is very easy, but retrofitting rehabilitation very difficult because there will be standing water will be there. We have to form a coffer dam. So we deployed a lot of these country boats to take the sandbags and having this one. As you can see that scene here, because I was there in the project, I could able to capture all these pictures. So this is about the that river canal system. This is the flow diagram. Actually, I got that command area map, but that is not able, could not able to see much. That's why I deleted it one. So on one side it is Eluru, the canal on the western side will go there, and the western side, eastern side that will go up to almost Nellore. It touches almost Nellore. This thing, but here on actually that what locks are introduced by Sradhar Cotton. The lock means actually in roadways when the crossings are there, we will have the flyovers, but in canal system locks are the only the negotiating the level. So because Godavari canals are at lower level, whereas Krishna is higher level, the lock was built where the boats and other things also they will use the lock to enter into the canal system, a lock system. When I think that is one of the way that was there. Still, the locks are very much existing there. And now there is a proposal of this improvement to this waterway also from Kakinada to Puducherry. Proposal initially it was government has made a beginning, but still it is not slowly it is not going on. So this is the original cross section of this. Krishna barriers. At that time, no sheet piles, no technology was there. So they built both Krishna Anakat and Godavari Anakat, or subsequently some even Krishna Anakat also on well foundations it was built. I think well foundation is the ancient the foundations in water bodies. Even at that time, all the bridges were also constructed on well foundations. So in 1954, well foundations were there. So when we have rehabilitation, so between wells, series of wells will be there. Just like a sheet pile, it will not be continuous. When two wells are joining each other, some gaps will be there. The gaps were filled by Kazarana gullies. But Kazarana gullies during the decay in water, so they get damaged and gaps have happened. So in rehabilitation on upstream and downstream side, we have taken these sheet piles one from one end to other end. That is the most important thing of setting these funnels. So I am leaving this presentation in our state center. Anybody is interested, almost all my presentations, my papers are open to everybody. It's most transparent. You can have this one else. So why the rehabilitation is done means up to 1978 till that thermal power plant was not there, you will have a dry bed like any other project. We have a naked eye inspection. We used to do some repairs on upstream side. But once the thermal power plant actually it was constructed there, taking utilizing the water availability of these precaution barriers, but they require but the beauty is there that cooling of water will be by gravity. So by maintaining a water level in precaution barriers, water is to flow into the thermal power plant, and after cooling is there, again water is getting returned to each one. So because of that facility, and power is the need of the hour, and we cannot afford to stop the power plant for making barrages, for making repairs to barrages. The risk was taken till 2000, almost nearly about 30 years of impounding the barriers, and no repairs could be done on the upstream side and only downstream side. Even replacements of gates is also a problem. We used to have a floating bulkhead gates were there whenever problems are there. It was done. So that is the scenario. Another important thing is it was designed for a flood of at 19 earlier at that earlier flood at that time, but subsequently record floods have enhanced. So one of the definition of rehabilitation is so to increase the life of thing to the present standards. The present standards is it must withstand the flood that has come. I will explain about in 2009 how much flood it has come. So expert, I think any repair, anything is done. So just like that, it cannot happen. An expert committee has constituted, they have given some recommendations. So hello. Hello. So recommendations were there, gates repair and downstream upstream protection. Because so simultaneously we have to supply water for the delta system, and also the thermal power plant also they made some lifting arrangement of water for cooling towers also. So it took nearly about 3-4 seasons without hindering the irrigation benefits and also the cooling water for this one else. That's why it has taken about 3-4 seasons. So we have planned like that in each season how much quantum work we can done to. So some 70 gates are there in one season. We replace 35 gates in other season and the 35 gates. So in beginning we did some downstream protection of sheet piling in 1 or 2 in 2 seasons. And after these seasons are completed, in upstream side we made a coffer dam. That is a very difficult nature of coffer dam. I will tell you about that and how it was done, and we could able to do it in a span of about 3 years. It could able to do that one. Actually, I got an opportunity after becoming a chief engineer CDO. Also, I have gone for inspection of that protection works and subsequent measures to be taken of also. These all I feel that God has given an opportunity of working in these areas, and especially being a farmer's son. I was my father made me an engineer, but the government and a lot of has given me an opportunity to work in this field where I can contribute with the background of my farming community. So sheet piles, another I think told you that the barrages are cannot be, especially these 2 barrages, they are on permeable foundations. We cannot find any rock there, and we cannot we cannot construct a dam. So the diversion structure is small. We say that aneckats are small diversion structures, whereas in a river it's the barriers. We call the barriers. So there also we have gone for sheet piling with permeable foundations. The permeable foundation merely it is exit gradient is the criteria. Safe exit gradient is the criteria. Till that depth, the sheet piles will be driven. Sheet piles that creates the creep length, that increases the creep length of this one. Else I will show you the figures also. And over the top of that one, a file cap, RCC file cap was also made. So because it exposed to this one to protect that the iron that sheet piles are there, it was done. The rest of the things were embedded there. So the aprons are also at that time the masonry piers were constructed. Aprons are also something masonry, other things. So we have strengthened the aprons by having this RCC the bearing port, and also we extended CC blocks. So CC blocks, aprons are all the energy displacement arrangements more important for a barrage. and sufficient length of that aprons are also there. I think in some every day we are seeing the papers that the aprons lengths were not sufficient, and so because of that some issues have happened in the recent times also. So when we are doing a rehabilitation, old concrete will be there, and the new concrete, so there must be bonding must be there. So we have used the epoxy bonding between the old concrete and new concrete. This is technology, so that was done. So this is the so in the downstream side, the depth of that sheet piles we have gone is about 3.4 meters depth. That is requirement of creep length and also the exit gradient calculations. So this consideration, pile cap was also made RCC 1.2 meters, 1.2 meters. You know that the safe exit gradient for any barrage is 1 in 4 or 1 in 5, but ultimately, so when we have done this sheet piles and worked out the exit gradient, the most safest exit gradient 1 in 7 has come. That means the life was increased. So he could able to withstand a flood of 2009 also because of the improvement that was done. So the aprons are also strengthened by thickening the aprons with this one else. Downstream side CC, they are all flexible energy dissipation arrangement. CC blocks will be there, dissipation will be there. So that was done. And one important thing I will tell you is apron concrete structures will remain, but CC aprons and followed by jetty stone packing. Every floods they will get disturbed. We have to restore it. This is the exit gradient calculations. So these after having the sheet piling before taking up sheet pile, we made all these calculations and ultimately we ensured that exit gradient is much more beyond the safest level, that is 1 in 5. Now we got about 1.1 in 7.75. That's why almost by doing the rehabilitation, the life of the barriers are also that strengthened or increased. Even otherwise also due to the floods, it would have something could have happened. But for God's sake, it was done much in appropriate time. So that's why the barrage is safe, and now life is also extended. So this is the scout depth calculations also. So when we have taken the sheet piles to this one, so scout depth is also taken to that depth also. We have driven the files. That is the calculations of that levels. You can see almost C is very close to it. The scout depth calculations they come up to plus 1.5. So it has gone up to the 1.5 scout depth, this one. So these are the single individual sheet pile you can see. So this one jet type sheet piles. So again, and jet type will add that will be roof will be continued. These are the details, and this is the pile cap and other things are there. As I told you that this presentation will be made available to everybody. They can go into details of this one. This is the actually the drawing showing the downstream protection works. The downstream protection, you see that these are the well foundations are there. So now that there are gaps for that, I told that ultimately we have gone for a sheet pile here at this point. And also the aprons are got strengthened and they were extended also. And after testing the performance, we would go for a third phase of this one else, because upstream side another project has come. So there was much need to any extent further repairs to this one else. It is standing well. So you can see this is the downstream cutoff. Actually, the sheet piles were driven over that is a pile cap. So in between various this glacis and this one, these are all the concrete aprons, and also concrete was laid. Beyond this one also that jetty stone packing, CC blocks are laid, and beyond that jetty stone packing was also done. So I told you about upstream protection works. So whereas the downstream protection works. Now the last phase after drying up the bed by having a most difficult coffer dam. So done in the water. So we have taken up this sheet pile work. So here the depth that was taken to level is about 305. Normally, the upstream cutoffs will be higher and downstream cutoffs will be lower because the scour depth, scour will be more on downstream side. So that depth will vary. We also made the calculations of this side to what length it was done. Even upstream side also, apart from the sheet pile that is connected to on either end, because there should not be any gap, and also the apron concrete was also laid and launching apron was also laid. So this is also upstream protection was what we have done it. So so it was gone to a depth of near about 3.05 meters up to that level was there in the world, because Anaket and barrage at that time that was all indicated in FES system. So now both FES system is much more acquaintance there. We are still using that one. So this is the upstream side protection. You can see these sheet pile. So earlier it was these are the wells are there. Now we have provided the sheet pile continuously to this depth, taking care of the scour length, and also it increases the actually our creep length. So the depth here, the criteria is to increase the creep length and exit gradient, not that it will be embedded into sheet rock. That is not available. Even below, if you go for 30-40 meters, also only the sand will be there. So any structure that was built on sand will be called a permeable structure on permeable foundations. So actually VTPS was asked to, when we are doing the upstream protection works, they were asked to have their lifting arrangements, and the cross bund was there, that was done, and they have taken up to it. So they actually delay of this protection is because of the letter, because of VTSP's pressure on the government that they cannot afford to lose the power production and all those things, but ultimately if able to, the wisdom has prevailed and ultimately we able to do it. So this is the photograph that gives that how the copper dam will be built by transporting sandbags through this one else. It's a very Hercules story. Actually, we have a real feel where we are there in the site. Now, if you see, after everything is done, just we will see the total face of the protection works only. So this is the, you can see an upstream and downstream side. So bullies, we have driven the bullies and supported by the sandbags. In between, we filled the soil that was brought. You can see this is upstream side is very, very difficult of this cow. What we say, coffer dam was there. So that drying of the bed was there. After that one only it was done. So you can see the first time dry bed after 30 years. You can see the upstream side. Never it was repaired that side. And you can see this is coffer dam. You can see the coffer dam is here. It is opened and we have taken up the repairs here. So during different seasons, I told you that up to 2004, 60% work was done. And entire this rehabilitation, we spent hardly less than 20 crores only, but it has increased in life by another 20-30 years. I think that is it. But we cannot afford if something happens to barrage. So entire 13 lakh acres that irrigation will go to, I think it will go out of control. So these are the inspections by this one. So this one is all the first time we have seen the damages on the upstream side after because of depletion and all those things. So it was strengthened, even the epoxy concrete and also these Laukusha Digara, I think some of you can, and he is Rao Sachna, I was superintendent there. There's a team. Is that M. Venkatragar, that old timer, not the subsequent Venkatragar, at the age of 87 used to come and give advices. So always senior engineers are a great experience and great benefit to this one else. That present generation must understand that good advices given by the old generation must be taken in a positive look. So this is a driving of sheet piles, not that much easy. So by hammering, for smaller depths, we can have a hammering, but we can have a tower head is there. With that, we have driving that on without any gap joining each other. That was done. So it is a very excellent task. We can lot of cranes are used there. So the alignment is also very important. That was done. So this is actually, so driving of sheet piles. You can see that the head tower 4, and also we have a compressor air also that was pumped into this one also. So after once that is completed, that is the pile cap. You can see the pile cap in between pile cap and this barriers. So this was actually RCC. That apron were laid in between this one also. So these are all the different scenario. Even at that time, I think the chief ministers of the Chandrababu Naidu, and at that time it was initiated, and subsequently Rajshekar Reddy Garu, at the time it was completed. He has also visited this one also. Actually, people are. That's why the engineers working in an irrigation department, generation together, they will remember that is a great opportunity. It is a small project also that benefit generations. People will remember who is the engineer that worked. That is the today. That's why in 222nd birthday also we are remembering Saradhar Cotton. And like that, many contributions subsequent engineers have also done it. You must always do it. So this is about after laying of the concrete. So and concrete aprons and all those things of strengthening up to these glacis and other things. So you can see this one, and this is the modified section. You can see. So red lines are the modified things. It looks very small, but it is the important work. So the sheet pile was done in between this barrage and this. There was a strengthened. These are the 4 rows of these 5 rows of these. The well foundations are there. So even this you can see in the upstream side also we have a sheet pile driven here. So in between all these things were done using this one. It's a very, very helpful task, but it's a challenging thing. But the pride of engineers and department also. So actually public have recognized and they give a lot of positivity about the department because of works like this were carried out. You can see, I think it is beautiful. You can see this red. You can see the lead train. This is all rehabilitation that was done. extending the apron and all those things, and also the strengthening of this one wall, this one else. So you can see hardly the depth of water will be about 4 or 5 meters. So that's why the great people at that time, they told that they purely taken the barriers as a diversion gears, but not storage purpose. Because the water for upstream side, of course, Godavari, there are more projects are there. In Krishna River, we got upstream projects of Srisailam and Nagarjuna Sagar. They used to release water whenever it is required for drinking water, anything else. So now in between, we got about Pulchandra project is there. You can see actually after the third phase, we plan to do this one, but because the another project has come, so we have there is no necessity felt, and the barrage is safe even for the 2009 floods also. So 70 gates, they are rusted. I told you that whenever any my repair to individual gates are there, by using the floating bullet gates, we used to do it. But entire 70 gates were not either painted upstream side or replaced. Normally gates will be on cycle of 7-8 years we will replace it. Here first in 13 years new gates are replaced. That is also another Herculean task. Without stopping flow on barriers, without stopping the water flows and pumping water availability and all those things. And this is the old gate and new gate. The old gates are about white top gates were there. Now it's a gutter gates, white gutters are there. So old gates were 18 metric tons. Now it is about 22 metric tons. That is a very Herculean task. The painting and all those things, all specifications, all care was taken. And I am proudly telling that all the things were done with internal design capacity and internal designs by the CCO at that time. So that much is the confidence of CDO, and they did it, and ultimately CW is also appreciated that one. But only the gates designs, so some help was done that only we have given for proof checking the gate designs are referred to CDO. But all civil works were done. This is the different components of this one. Ultimately, the weight, so much of weight, so much of steel that was done. So different phases of actually 3 months ahead we could able to complete that erection. That is also, so when during erection time we stopped the traffic on the barriers. So the 3 months in advance people appreciated that the communication was restored. So this is about the gates. The minute details and drawings are there. Again, I am telling that this will be the transparent. All my presentation papers will open to everybody. You can collect one copy from our Telangana State Center. So this is about the gutter. This is the gate. You can see in the longitudinal section. You can see it. So this is a old gate, rusted gate. You see. So that was lifted. When it has come to down, it is no more useful. It has come. It was it's a rot. I think for old steel, it was actually we costed the old steel also. That rebate was taken from the contractor, and the cost of gates are also reduced. This is the new gate. The lifting you can see with they're deploying heavy cranes. That is lifting is there. It is in place. So this is the thing, and you can see that is subsequently 2000 floods have come after the repairs were done. So barriers was damn safe, and it was tested for it. So because the one of the paper also they have given this one because rehabilitation was done today, barrage is safe. Another important thing is there was a saying by elders that at one time the flood will touch the that nose ring of Durga, that goddess Durga. So during 2009 flood, people have that afraid that something will happen, and even Bezawada will be get submerged and these barrages will be get washed up. So nothing will happen. So great contributions by the team of engineers of the combined state. So everybody has contributed by having a control system and all those things. I was because I got some passion and the movement will be there. The principal secretary at that time asked me to have a camping at Prakasham Barrage and Srisailam also. So you can see the flood time, the floods of this tunnels. So people actually during flood time, people are that is they are wondering how the barrage is actually functioning with that great flood. Floods everywhere. We can see that people just like a pilgrimage, they came and see this one. And this is actually a floating structure. Why I told that barrage is a floating structure. We can't expect that is a gravity. There is a foundation. So floating structures and almost simply the barrage will withstand. So if properly designed, is properly done, properly executed according to the between the lines of execution of sheet piling. And sheet piling is the best tested cutoff for this one else. You can see beautifully the barrage on either side is this one. It's a floating barrage is a floating and permeable structure. So design must be done, the execution must be done accordingly. So this is one of the news report they told they appreciated that rarely the newspaper will appreciate the people about the work done by the departments. So these one such appreciation, people have told that good work. They recapitulated that photos, and also they told that good work was done. So these ultimately the conclusion is that so rehabilitation is needed for all the structures. So whether it is outlived or not, but subsequently, because the floods also, historic floods will increase, again we have to test the barriers whether it will withstand. So we need to do that one. That's why it was done. And for this one also, that is one of the greatest work that was done. So confidence, even 2009 floods also, it could able to withstand because of this work was done. So the post barriers, barrier rehabilitation impacts are there. So normally earlier the maximum flood was only about 6 to 7 lakhs, but during flood time it was about 11 lakhs are there. It is sustaining about 13 lakh acres of irrigation. Apart from that, on about 1760 megawatts of power. Actually, the cooling arrangement thermal power. Actually, that is the source of that is also that life of that power thermal power plant also increased. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity. Now, with the permission of chair, any few queries are there, I am ready to answer.
Yes, sir. Any queries, please? From the
Even nowadays also I will be
participants.
available at Hyderabad all the time. I am open to you. So we are I am very communicative in WhatsApp also. I can do that one. So it's a great experience. I think though it was done about 15 to 20 years also, because a lot of issues are now we are coming in paper. I thought that this rehabilitation will solve some answer some of the these doubts and all those things.
Yes, sir.
So Kondalrao garu, namaskaram.
నమస్కారం నమస్కారం రాజుగారు ప్రభాడే చెప్పారు. ఫస్ట్ మన వెంకట సుబ్బయ్య గారు అచ్చ తెలుగులో చక్కగా ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ చేయడం అది చక్కగా చేశారు. ఆయన అధ్యక్షోపన్యాసం. ఆ తర్వాత మీరు మాత్రం కంప్లీట్ గా ఒక బర్డ్స్ ఐ వ్యూ స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి ఎండింగ్ వరకు మన ఆధార్ కార్డ్ గారి కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ 1 century ఐ థింక్ ఇప్పటికీ దాదాపు 1.5 century కదా,
150 years.
150 years. సో 150 years వెనకాల ఆయన ఎటువంటి టెక్నాలజీ లేనప్పుడు ఓన్లీ హ్యూమన్ లేబర్ తో చేశారంటే రియలీ ఇట్స్ స్టూపెండస్ అచీవ్మెంట్. ఆయన ఎప్పుడు మనం మర్చిపోలేము అసలు. అలాగే మీరు కూడా మీ కొలీగ్స్ ఆ టైంలో చేసిన వాళ్ళందరూ చాలా గొప్ప పనులు చేశారు. సో వీఆర్ ప్రౌడ్ ఆఫ్ యూ.
Not pride, we got a satisfaction. We got a satisfaction that
yeah.
pride should be always it should be on the other side. Should not come into self. Okay, sir.
So I thank you very much for the wonderful presentation, a very detailed one. So thank you very much.
So Ramanjacharya garu. Namaskaram andi. Namaskaram garu. You are a Bhishma to us.
What I heard so far at the Institute of Engineers on the Sir Arthur Karch's birthday. This is a wonderful celebration, and I convey my heartily congratulations to not only ISN Rosgaru, but everybody who has participated in organizing this event so successfully and excellently. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ramanujacharya.
So good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, Hussain, sir. Okay.
Namaste, sir. Excellent presentation, sir. My request is already I have written. So please publish this in the form of a report, sir, because for future generations it will be useful either by Institute of Engineers or even for Nagar Sagar. So farmer M. Gopal Rao garu, so he has a former chief engineer. He has given documentation. He has documented the entire construction work of Nagar Sagar, and it was published by Bharati Vidya Bhavan. So similarly, please publish this, sir. Sir, excellent presentation, sir. I know because I worked in Nagar Sagar right canals, and I have executed a little bit works, but you know how much coordination work you have to do. So as a superintendent engineer, it's a great, you have exhibited leadership qualities and technical competence. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else, sir?
Sir, very good evening, sir. This is Srinivasa Rao, sir. Very good presentation, sir. Very and your services also as good as
No, sir.
I am the witness, sir. As a junior to to you. I witnessed your several contributions to Vamsadhara and other projects, sir. Yeah, even today, everybody remember you. Whenever I go to Vizag or Srikakulam, they tell about your contribution to the Vamsadhara project, sir.
Probably they are the blessings of the farmers. So today I am happy and healthy. So that is the thing I have confinement. And I am telling you that because of that Godavari Anaket and barrage only, my father,
yes, sir. Yes,
my father is though below middle class farmer, he could able to make me an engineer. So
yes,
that
not
is
only you, sir. Everybody, myself also, sir. With the contribution of the Saradar cotton only, everybody flourished like anything, sir. Being the born in the Delta, Godavari Delta, sir.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Very good presentation, sir. Very good.
నమస్కారం శ్రీనివాసరావు గారు.
నమస్కారం అండి. నమస్కారం కూడా.
బాగున్నారా?
I think time is running short. Actually, I am in Bangalore. Again, I have to time.
Sir. Okay, sir. Happy journey, sir.
Okay.
Happy journey.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Doctor. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. I.S.N. Raj garu for accepting our request to be the keynote speaker for this important day. Though you are out of station, you accepted and made it a grand success, sir. And your lecture is very interesting and informative, sir. You have explained very clearly about the contributions of General Sir Arthur Thomas Cotton. Just a few things only I told, but you explained very clearly about the contributions made by the great engineer Arthur Thomas Cotton. And he have explained very clearly how the dams are constructed, starting from the foundation to the gates. Every step we have explained, sir. And if any students are there or researchers are there, it is more useful for them, and for the working engineers also, it is highly useful, sir. Every detail you have given about the dams. I think it is a great lecture, sir. And once again, I extend my sincere thanks for you for your excellent presentation, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Now I request Dr. K. Sitaram Babu garu to propose vote of thanks.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Thanks to the chairman of the Telangana State Center, Dr. G. Venkat Subbai garu, and also the convener of the event and the honorary joint secretary of the Telangana State Center, Mari Ramesh garu, for having made this event a reality, sir. And we should also thank the speaker and the point person of this particular event, Dr. I.S.N. Raju garu. He is basically a knowledge warehouse for IE and also has got a huge skill of writing the text content, sir. So we always depend on him on writing, some important messages to convey to the life members. And we should thank him for having given a lecture on rehabilitation of barrage structures, a case study of Prakasham Barrage across Krishna River Department. We also thank some of the members who could not be part of at the start of the event and who have joined subsequently after the start of the event. I should thank individually each individual for having been part of this event. Aruna, Adinarayan garu, P. Srinivas Rao garu, Dr. P. Srinivas Rao garu, Narmada garu, M. Mohammad Hussain garu, Professor Devakumar garu, Mohammad Mohiddin garu, Ramanujachari garu, Sujan Kumar garu, Srinath garu, and Vijay Prasad garu. Earlier, of course, I already mentioned Gangaraj garu, S. Ramesh garu, and Professor Dr. Ramana Naik, our past chairman, and the council and the state committee member, Radha Krishna garu, Kundal Rao garu, Annaji Rao garu, and Rama, our civil committee member, S.L.N. Shastri garu, Vihan Rao garu, Harish Chandra garu, for all having been part of this. And before we wind up, sir, I would appreciate all of us, stand for the national anthem. Now the national anthem, sir, national anthem.
हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जल
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ बलवंता विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधिता तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जयगाथा जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind. Okay, once again, thank you for all of you. Bye. See you.
Dia